So, organized labor. Let's talk a little bit about organized labor, especially because organized labor has been in the news a lot lately because there have been strikes happening right and left. I personally think it's a good thing. It's about fucking time. And not just here in the United States, all over the world too. Right now, though, we're primarily going to focus on the United States. But, for example, Kellogg's workers have been on strike. Fuck, I forgot to look up. Is that resolved yet? Nope, that has not ended yet. Yeah, the Kellogg's strike. Nope, come on. Yeah, Kellogg's workers have been on strike for 2 weeks, and they've been on strike for 2 weeks. It doesn't look like this is exactly gonna end anytime soon, because the scumbags at Kellogg's won't agree on a good deal. John Deere's UAW unionized factory workers have also been on strike especially in Davenport, Iowa. Unfortunately, some fucking judge granted Deere and Company a temporary injunction against the striking workers. Let's see what this is about real quick. Iowa judge on Wednesday granted. We'll just watch the fucking piece.
Thank you for coming, Internet. Things have...
Pago! I can't fucking stand the ads on news websites. The ads and the media players on news websites are always the, like, biggest garbage shit. All right.
Against UAW members on strike outside their Davenport. John Deere wins a temporary injunction against UAW members on strike outside their Davenport Works facility. Good evening, I'm Sharon DeReek.
I'm David Nelson. This means only 4 people are allowed at each gate. TV6's Muncie Ricosa was there for the first day of the big change.
Only 4 people?
Deere claims the injunction is because of disruptive and unlawful behavior.
In this 11-page injunction, Deere and Company says employees on strike have disrupted business operations at the Davenport Works facility.
Isn't that what the purpose of a fucking strike is?
Not allowing vendors or current employees to get through.
From over 100 people on the picket line just a few days ago to 4. Per the temporary injunction granted by an Iowa judge, United Auto
This is
Workers
fucking
are only
ridiculous.
allowed 4 people per gate at the Davenport Works facility. The injunction says from October 14th to 19th, those on strike were blocking traffic, trespassing onto property, as well as, quote, harassment, intimidation, mass picketing, and other indirect forms of violence and unlawful.
Wah, boo-hoo!
Comes 1 week.
Wah, boo-hoo! We can't treat our workers like shit without consequence. That's all I'm hearing out of fucking Deere and Company with these legal complaints.
After UAW and John Deere failed to come to a new contract because union members say they didn't see a livable wage or adequate retirement and health care plans. Deere claims they've suffered and will continue to feel, quote, substantial and irreparable injury if that kind of picketing were to continue. Starting fires will no longer be permitted either, which some union members are concerned about considering the temperatures drop overnight and winter is approaching. Union members I spoke to say this injunction only fuels their morale and reminds them why they're fighting. They continue to say they will not back down.
Good on them.
In a press release issued today, UAW says, quote, the bargaining committee continues to address the concerns of its membership with the company. We would like to thank our communities and members for their continued support.
Thanks, Muncie.
No, fuck you, John Deere.
The Association posted on Facebook saying that its scheduled picketing with striking UAW workers is postponed until further notice due to the court ruling. This is, of course, a developing story. We're going to continue to update you on it.
Yeah, we know it's a developing story. I'm interested we all know that we all basically know that this is a case of some judge being like, oh boo-hoo, the poor fucking CEOs and shit. Poor shareholders. We gotta make it easier for them to be able to get scabs in there and evade all possible consequences for treating our workers like shit and not giving them better deals. So anyways, moving on from Deere and Company, I hope they're able to resolve that with a good fucking contract, because sometimes strikes end really badly and I get worried about that shit. And another big piece of organized labor news. Amazon workers on Staten Island are trying to get a union vote, trying to get a union vote done for their workplace, because as we all know, Amazon treats their workers like total shit, treats them literally just like cogs in a machine, and has them all ruthlessly fucking monitored by these goddamn, they're all ruthlessly fucking monitored to determine how effective of a cog in the machine they are, then often get shit canned for no reason, because it's like, oh, your numbers aren't doing right, or some shit like that. So yeah, this is good news. Tucked in 4 plastic tubs in a tent by Staten Island bus stop, stacks of cards with valuable autographs, signatures of more than 1,700 hourly Amazon workers. I, the undersigned, authorize Amazon Labor Union to represent me for the purpose of collective bargaining. These cards read. The commitments are the result of 6 months of organizing Amazon's only fulfillment center in all of New York City. It's out in Staten Island, just as a reminder. Organizers expect to have several hundred more by Monday, when they plan to file for a union election. And if National Labor Relations Board validates their request, it could bring on the second union. This is big, that this could be the second unionization house at an Amazon warehouse in less than a year. Now, we all know that the first one, the warehouse in Bessemer, Alabama, ended up, that unfortunately ended up failing, but is still under an extreme amount of is still under scrutiny and legal dispute, because there were a lot of shady tactics that Amazon did to prevent workers from unionizing. Hey, guess what? What a surprise. Employers get scared when people get tired of being treated like pieces of meat and start organizing. Who would have fucking thought? So thankfully, all this like labor action is actually having me feeling pretty good about shit, because the general situation of things right now, combined with all these organized labor actions going on recently, these are really starting to give workers a serious like upper hand in our general economy for the first time in decades. The workers are starting to have more cards in their hands. But unfortunately, what I want to move on to here is, this is all really fucking awesome, and we need to support organized labor. So now we'll move on to Netflix. At Netflix, trans employees and cisgender allies of trans employees at Netflix have walked out of their jobs to protest the controversy surrounding Dave Chappelle's terrible comedy special, and as well as Netflix's rather pathetic handling of all of this. Amid cheers and chants of Team Trans, dozens of Netflix employees walked out of a company office building in Los Angeles on Wednesday afternoon to protest a recent Dave Chappelle stand-up special. Was in one of the most visible signs of worker unrest in the history of the streaming service. Now, it really surprises me when people act like shocked that trans employees at Netflix are doing this. Why are people surprised that people aren't gonna have a problem with Netflix like just so openly like profiting, their employers so openly profiting off of making a profit off the shit that dehumanizes, that furthers dehumanizing rhetoric against them? Yeah, critics inside and outside the company have said Chappelle's show, The Closer, promotes bigotry against transgender people. Yeah, because he rants on and on about trans people. Hey, the protest put the company directly at the center of broader cultural debates about transphobia, free speech, and employee activism. Yeah, it was, of course, it was trending on Twitter. And so this is, a lot of these pictures are from the Los Angeles, this is from Los Angeles, I believe.
This isn't an instance of cancel culture because I've invited Dave Chappelle to have transformative dialogue with us on multiple occasions, and he has made it clear that it is not of interest to him. So just to be clear, this isn't cancel culture, but an avoidance of accountability. We are here today.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
How to take a joke. We're here because we're concerned that the jokes are taking lives.
Yeah, and they have a rightful, valid, and straight up correct concern that these people who are trans that work at, god fucking damn it, NewYorkTimes.com, these trans and gender non-conforming people who work at Netflix are very correct to believe that Netflix is creating a more hostile environment in society for them, which can most definitely affect their workplace. That they have a right to not be discriminated against on the basis of their gender identity, and that in the eyes of any not dickhead should be enough for it should be enough to convince somebody that a walkout or a strike is justified when an employer is treating employees like that. But unfortunately, we have some people that call themselves leftists that are spewing some total fucking bullshit about this. So I'm sure we all know raging anger fiend, what's the word I'm looking for? Raging anger fiend jackass Has from the Infrared show decided to tweet this pile of garbage yesterday. I hope Netflix fires every single striking worker. And by worker, I mean a salaried, cuddled parasite. Maybe hire some real talent so we stop getting this garbage. Of course, I would expect the likes from Infrared Has, the guy who is basically known for, whose entire claim to fame is basically people telling him he's an idiot and him responding with, "Ah! Yeah, exactly, Boy Meets Smitty. Yeah, get all mad that these workers at Netflix are striking because they make a fucking salary and are decently well paid. And obviously he's trying to say that they're responsible for a perceived lack of quality in Netflix content because we all know that at the end of the day, Has really is just like an annoying, hateful douchebag. Yeah, good reply. Yeah, known communist position, fire the striking workers. Yeah, you're a real fucking communist, Has. What a jerk off. Oh, and of course we've seen related wonderful takes from fucking Glenn Greenwald. Glenn Greenwald is retweeting whoever the fuck this person is. Some guy being like, it looks like the what the fuck is this shit? At least what doesn't are expected to protest the attend for blah 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 blah. We're still expecting well over 1,000 people to attend the walkout tomorrow. But I think we have to be careful to say this is really a cultural blah 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 blah. 1,000. You tweeted, wow, Boy Meets Smitty, you tweeted about the whole you tweeted about the Netflix walkout and some fucking dickweed put you on a list of white supremacists. Pog? Oh. Like, holy shit, if people actually, like, do this shit and then call themselves fucking leftists, yeah, I really don't understand the point here, because plenty of Netflix employees did walk out. All Glenn Greenwald has the, what, like, gets out of this is, oh, let's, like, whine about the corporate media. Meanwhile, I basically am corporate media. God, this guy did a good thing to help get fucking to help get Luis Inácio Lula da Silva out of prison, but yeah, this is just such a shit. These are just such shit takes about the fucking about, like, the trans employee walkouts. And we all know that Glenn Greenwald, like, mauled about anything relating to trans people. We all saw how he acted with fucking Chelsea Manning. There's no way he's totally not. There's no way he isn't transphobic. And of course, Brianna Joy Gray 2 days ago tweeted this and has retweeted it since then. Does Dave Chappelle have a point? Is he a TERF? Can both things be true? Champagne Shakes and I watched the full special and discussed. Watch now on Bad Faith Pod YouTube and subscribe. Yeah, no way in hell I'm fucking watching that. It really kind of blows my mind that Brianna Joy Gray used to be fucking Bernie Sanders, like, Brianna Joy Gray was like a national press secretary for Bernie Sanders' 2020 campaign. Because, God, she just constantly has the worst takes on this shit. The forced to vote people always have the stupidest fucking takes on shit. Here, let's go over Glenn Greenwald's tweets and see how much he really, like, gives a shit about workers more than he cares about, like, jerking himself off and talking shit on corporate media. Trivial theater to stimulate the liberal thirst for vengeance, which is dying after watching Mueller charge nobody with criminally conspiring with Russia, and Biden DOJ charge nobody with insurrection, and to give... Yeah, he's talking about Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon is in contempt of Congress because he's refusing to comply with a congressional subpoena citing, like, executive privilege that doesn't fucking exist. What the actual fuck are you molding about, Glenn Greenwald? Yeah, let's see if he... Yeah, all Glenn Greenwald is talking about in terms of the Netflix thing is molding about, like, the way it's being represented in media, not the actual issues at hand. God, this dude is an infuriating motherfucker. We haven't seen a goddamn thing about Amazon. We haven't seen a goddamn thing about John Deere. I can, let's go through, Infrared Haz's, fucking Twitter feed. Yeah, nobody should take Glenn Greenwald fucking seriously anymore. Oh God, he's probably live right now, isn't he? Huge voice drama! Oh boy! Oh wait, I'm gonna get an ad shoved in my face because no way in hell am I getting Infrared Has money. If anybody ever gifts me a sub to Infrared Show, I am banning that person from my fucking Twitch chat. Yeah. All right, let's see if there are any fucking actual pro worker messages out of this supposed leftist. Okay, so Malding about Netflix employees walking out. Malding about, like, Chapo Trap House fans and DSA people. Malding about Malthusian hipsters, also known as Chapo. What the... I don't know. Literally this, like, 4-tweet thread. Malding about fucking nonsense. Retweeting some dumb shit simping for some, like, fucking country that calls itself socialist. Posting nonsense from a debate he was in. Retweeting nonsense from whoever the fuck this guy is. Talking about China's Animal World, which I guess is like Squid Game, but this guy says is better, but I don't take it, but I highly doubt it. Malding about Vosh's subreddit. Malding about Biden. Malding about Chapo Trap House viewers again. More malding about Chapo Trap House people. Malding about Hassan. Although I also wouldn't be surprised if Hassan actually did, like, downplay Indian residential schools, because sometimes Hassan can say stupid shit, but, malding about people, trying to say that, like, malding about these Anglo liberals who obsess about North Korea, at least in his perspective. Malding about some slob, about some guy named Matt Christman who he thinks is a slob. Oh, Matt Christman is one of the Chapo Trap House people. Yeah, malding about fucking Chapo again. There is nothing, like, actually pro-worker on this jerk-off. These idiots don't actually, like, give a fuck about advancing civil rights and workers' rights. Now, what about, let's see what Breonna Joy Gray has about any other organized labor actions recently, or if she's also just doing nothing but, okay. Breonna Joy Gray at least fucking retweets shit about the Staten Island Amazon warehouse and its impending unionization vote. Wow, out of those 3 people whose Twitters we just scrolled through, Breonna Joy Gray is actually, like, the least horrible out of all of them. But then that all gets ruined real quick by... Does Dave Chappelle have a point? Is he a TERF? Jesus fucking Christ. It blows my mind how any of these people are able to retain massive numbers of people that actually take them seriously. Like, let me pull up fucking Haz's Twitter again. Dude's got that dude's got 5,000 followers, but even his going live tweet, which those, especially if you put a link in the tweet, tend to get tanked by the fucking algorithm, still gets like 55 likes. 262 dildos have liked this stupid fucking tweet, malding about, Oh, and of course Peter Coffin's agreeing with him. Peter Coffin's a fucking jerk off too. Anybody who takes them seriously is a dildo. Just being a Netflix employee doesn't make you working class. Netflix and Google employees are not the workers. Even the CEO is technically an employee. But don't say that to American leftoids. You'll ruin their LARP. Pog-o, dude. A lot of people who work for Netflix and Google can barely afford to live in the fucking cities they live in, even if they make what in a lot of places would be a half-decent fucking salary. And still get treated like shit. Yeah. When you're gonna claim you're about, like, supporting the workers, You actually, yeah, exactly. A lot of IT workers for these big tech firms, especially like up in Silicon Valley, like either have fucking roommates because it's impossible to actually like get your own place, or just like live out of their fucking cars or some shit. Anyway, yeah, if you're gonna be a leftist and claim you support organized labor and support workers fighting for their rights, then you need to be fucking consistent with that. Instead of being like, oh, a bunch of Netflix employees who are trans that are salaried and mostly work in an office they're white collar. They're not real workers. I need to vilify them. Act like they're like some sort of problem and actively betray my own values and root for their fucking employers. What kind of leftist thought process is that? Like, you gotta be fucking shitting me. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed what you just saw, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit the bell as well. I get notifications whenever I upload things. If you like live broadcasts, come on over to my Twitch channel, and if you really like what you see, then go on over to my Patreon and become a patron. Both of those links are in the description below. And I wish you a wonderful, wonderful day. Fuck. I can't speak right now. God damn it.